Hello, welcome again. My name is Erik.
And my name is Ruud.
Yeah, Ruud, so more regular here.
Yeah, last week, this week.
We should put you on the website.
No, please don't.
Okay. Exceptions.
Exceptions.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the MSI Insider live stream. Today we're going to talk about a new X570 motherboard. I see a lot of people already in chat talking about something new Intel. That's for next week. So today X570 Unify, and we have it here up and running. So we're going to do a lot of benchmarks, tests. You have a lot of probes.
Thermal probes, thermal couples.
Yeah, so we're also going to talk about the VRM. And one big benefit of this board is no RGB.
No lights at all if you want.
Yeah, so this is for RGB haters. So please let us know. I see a lot of familiar people in the chat. Please let us know if you like RGB or you hate RGB. Maybe we demonstrate, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Just be 100% sure. I have here a remote control for the lights. Not sure if it works. Peter is also helping a little bit. A little bit, like always. Hey, look at this. Whoa. But then we will switch to the top cam. Hey, you see that?
Oh, my keyboard's lighting up. That's the only thing.
No lights. That's cool, right? Yeah, I mean, there are some lights. Let me go back here. Thanks, Peter. There are some lights on there, but no RGB lights. So we only have some debug lights. If like your CPU is about to blow up, it will probably turn red.
I'm not sure. Only the easy debug LEDs will show up in boot time. So before the Windows is loaded.
Before the switch off. Anyway, we go to all of this. We also have some interesting update. The giveaway. Cool. We also have some update regarding the new BIOSes, the ABBA. ABBA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Dancing Queen.
1.003
ABBA
BIOSes. Some cool stuff in there. So we're going to talk about what platforms we're going to roll them out, how you can get them. But first, we have, of course, our giveaway. So $20 Steam voucher. So let me see. Yeah, go to msi.com/2/insider. And I'm going to post a link in the chat. Yeah, I hope you see that. We also have a bot. So from time to time, I think each 8 minutes you should post it in the chat. But yeah, you know, with bots, they sometimes refuse to work, like the one we have, I guess. Yeah, it seems to be posted on Twitch, Facebook, not on Twitter. So anyway, if you're on Twitter, please go to msi.com/2/insider to participate in the live stream. Live stream giveaway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe let's talk a little bit about this motherboard. So Ruud is here. It says technical guy, technical expert.
Expert, yeah, that's the title you gave me.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else?
Yeah,
nobody knows what you do.
No, my boss also don't know what I do.
That's maybe good, right? No,
a lot of testing.
Yeah, a lot of testing. That's also why we have this board. This is a. I mean, we don't have a retail box or something for this one. It's an early sample, so we're testing it right now. And I think officially it will be launched in a couple of days, Friday or something.
You tell me.
Yeah, Friday morning. Probably the press release goes out, and in like a few weeks, this is in. You can find it on the shelf. But yeah, let's maybe go into the. I hope the capture works. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, so later we also have a detailed cam here. I can show you the board. This one. So we have the board over here. Later we will dig into this. And maybe also remove everything. But yeah, we needed it this way because you prepared everything. And then I said, Ruud, can I also show the board? You said, well.
Yeah, I fixed some thermal probes or the thermocouples with
so
regular tape.
Located,
so it's a bit fragile, but it serves the purpose. So for measuring, it's okay. But,
so this temperature.
Yeah, the temperature.
People can see it. You have some tiny wires.
Yeah, that's the thermocouple. So meaning it's two types of metal.
And you put it on the VRM, right? Below the heatsink.
Yeah, below the PCB, so on the back of the PCB.
Okay.
And then just use like small thermal pads and make it like a small... Yeah, like chewing gum. Yeah. And you just stick them on and the tape is there to hold them in place so they don't move while overclocking or while testing it. That's basically it.
I want a mainboard for €100. Yeah, can be. Depends what CPU you want and what kind of specs you want. So please tell us a little bit more so we can advise you. Yeah, let's go back here. So this is the new Unify board, completely black. I really like it.
Yeah, looks good.
It's no RGB. Of course, I mean, you can make an RGB build with this if you put some RGB. I mean, here you have which one is this? Which water cooling? Yeah, Corsair, right?
This is the Corsair.
So you have the Corsair water cooling, but you also switch off RGB.
150 I Pro. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But this one is with different fans at the moment because it's
custom made.
No, it's a higher speed fan. For overclocking, I just use the faster one.
So we're also going to do some overclocking.
Yeah, and we also have the LED fans for that. So if you want to do a LED RGB build, that's also cool.
Yeah, indeed. So that's what I'm saying. You know, you can still use this main board to make an RGB build, but then of course should be from other components. Today we're using non-RGB memory. Yeah. It was very difficult to get.
Yeah, and non-RGB
VGA card indeed. Yeah, they're still there. They're still out there.
And actually the cooler has a LED inside as well.
But you switch it off, right?
Well, I have to switch it off by software, so I cannot hardware switch it.
So I really like the design. Also comes with a lot of features. So maybe let's talk a little bit about the positioning of this mainboard. So if you look at our lineup, I don't know why is that promotion. I made some screenshots from the website.
Promotion? Where do you see promotion?
The red part.
Oh, the red promotion. Yeah, that's probably the website. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the pricing are not on the website. I took them from Newegg, just for your reference that you have an ID. This is the MSRP, let's say like that. So on top we have the Godlike X570 Godlike. I believe we already talked about a lot of RGB, a lot of features, a lot of add-in cards. Comes with a aero expander card to have more M.2 slots. Gen 4, of course. Then we have ACE below that one. Also very strong VRM. We always say ACE is the small sister for Godlike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think it's more than powerful now. Yeah.
Yeah, also for overclocking.
Yeah.
All come with Wi-Fi 6. Then we used to have, we still have GamePro Carbon, but there was quite a big gap between those models, and that's where Unify fits in. So Unify's MSRP around $299. So please don't pin me on that. I mean, this can differ per region, etc. Hello, Martijn. We invited Martijn from AMD today. To talk about their new CPU, but it got delayed, so we said, okay, no need to join.
Then I put the wrong one in, I think.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, probably Martijn is sweating.
12 core, sorry.
Oh, we will see later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think there's one mistake in the page because the Gaming Plus is 269. While the Gaming Pro Carbon is 259, so I'm not sure about these pricings.
Yeah, anyway, you can go to Newegg or to your local reseller, maybe a typo indeed. Other gaming mainboards, we have Gaming Edge Wi-Fi, and then we have Gaming Plus. We talked about it in previous live streams.
I think it should be 169.
I think that could be. Anyway, this is a PDF, so difficult to change.
Yeah.
And then, besides our gaming motherboards, we also have some. Can I use a pointer now? Yeah, no.
No, that's my point. I can give you pointers if you want.
We have the Creation board, the Pci X570 Creation, and that's really targeted at content creators. So it comes with a lot of storage, 10 gig, all those kind of features that content creators need. Also beef VRM, but it's not really focused at gaming. And then our entry-level X570-A Pro. So somebody was looking for $100, or let's say €100 mainboard. Well, I think at this moment for X570, this comes close.
And you need to go to B450.
Yeah, so that indeed is what I wanted to say. I mean, if you go for X570, I mean, then Pci Express Gen 4 should be one of your targets. Yeah. And that's why you choose for X570. If you don't want to run Gen 4 or you think in the coming years, like the coming 2 to 3 years, you don't want to upgrade to a Gen 4 card or it will not benefit you, then X470 or B450, more than enough. I mean, the third gen run perfectly. run perfectly. I should not say that. I mean, we had a lot of issues in the past, but most are
BIOS
fixed.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Later we also go to talk more about that. Yeah. Maybe I want to go benchmark.
Next one.
So,
yeah. Okay. Oh, this one's cool.
Yeah. I put this in here because we have a capture card and it's very difficult to capture the BIOS. So maybe later we can show you this.
Should be. Yeah.
But yeah, capture cards and BIOS, nightmare.
Yeah. It worked in rehearsal. This is live.
That's
so.
that's with everything.
Yeah.
So this is something what you can find in a BIOS. It's an indication LED control, and these are the LEDs this motherboard Unify has, for example, indeed. And these are the arrow LEDs, and if you the debug LEDs, but you can also switch them off because in the past, you know, when you had a non-RGB build,
the easy debug LEDs will show anyway, but they will only show before the operating system, and once you're on Windows, they will be black anyway. So
indeed,
you don't turn those off, but you do turn off the post LED, so the display
with the potential error codes or temperature. And then, which is of course not the RGB light control. That's not in this BIOS.
That's also in this BIOS, but I haven't connected anything to the RGB header, so I can turn it off and on, and still doesn't display anything. So
maybe that's interesting. This mainboard still has RGB pin headers.
Yeah,
so
of
I
course.
think
so two addressable ones and one.
So you can still switch it off if you have an RGB build and you don't want to see lights. Yeah, but the problem in the past was that we had RGB motherboards, but the arrow LEDs were still all red or yellow. I mean, and you know, when the RGB build was changing colors, like fading out, those reds were still burning.
Yeah,
not nice.
Yeah, and you have a mix, for example, green with red.
Yeah,
you cannot change it.
No, so now it's fixed. Yeah. And I don't know if we will roll this out on other mainboards, but this is one of the first which has it, right? We should know more.
The indication LED control I haven't seen in BIOSes yet. So the RGB light control was already in the older boards. So I think it's also in X470. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely in Z390.
In the latest BIOS versions. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
Skip this one.
Yeah, there was an animation.
So we had a nice animation talking about all the cooling elements. I think everybody already knows X570. You know, it gets a little bit hot. You know, the PCH, or we should say chipset, right? AMD still talks about chipset.
Yeah. Well, it's only one chip.
Well, part is in the CPU. So maybe still it's a chipset.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
I don't know why, but anyway. The PC, the
chipset.
The chipset. As you can see, there is a fan on there. And we also talked a lot with our engineers. Hey, can we not make a passive one? Of course, passive is possible, but you need so much cooling elements there. So the price will not be affordable. It will be very expensive. I think currently there is one board on the market which has this. And instead, what we did, we made a smart fan solution. So from our VGA team, we have a lot of experience with cooling for Twin Frozzer, the gaming VGA cards. Our engineers from mainboard asked them, hey, can you help us with designing a fan on the motherboards? Because this was actually already a long time ago. Do you remember the last board we had with fans? On a, like X370 or X37 or something?
I think before that.
I can ask him, he's an old guy.
Yeah.
But his memory is fading.
I think it's 9.
The Enforce ones had it.
Yeah, the Enforce ones, definitely.
Yeah, but that's really long ago.
Yeah. But also the AM2.
Oh, chatbot is working. Cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Chipset, Yolanda says.
Yeah.
Chipset.
Somebody says the Bauer showed the fans aren't needed.
Yeah, that's what Sanity Knows says. Well, you know, it can run without them, but there are certain situations where you need them, and then you don't want to run into a situation that you it's getting very hot. And there is no fan. And especially situations, I mean, if you use multi-GPUs, there will be a lot of heat generated from the VGA cards, which will influence the chipset. I'm thinking PCH, chipset.
PCH is the Intel name, so that's why they call it chipset.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also depends on the airflow. It depends on how your case is built and how the airflow will reach the chipset. So yeah, therefore we have the auto setting, and it will just spin whenever needed, and it will just stay quiet when it's not needed.
Yeah. Do you think, because you will do some benchmark?
No, it will not run.
No, it will not run. So
but it's an open test bench, and the chipset is not tasked that much. So it's not like we're doing Gen 4 through the chipset.
Yeah.
So if you do multiple SSDs, maybe you can trigger them to reach higher temperatures, but not with this setup.
Yeah.
And the M.2 we're using is connected to the CPU, not to the chipset.
It's Gen 4, right?
That's a Gen 4 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MT600.
Yeah, so and that is always the risk, because I mean, also for this model we said, please make a passive one. No. We also there are some other X570 models in the pipeline. I mean, this probably will take months or longer. So too early to talk about it. But also, again, we asked, can we do this? We don't recommend. So. It's a very difficult topic, but for now, I think we have a very good solution. It's a zero frost technology. If you don't need it, it will switch off. In the BIOS, you can control the fan, so you can even make it run faster or run more silent.
Yeah. It doesn't help you in performance, though.
No, it will not give you any more performance on CPU.
In auto setting, it doesn't run very fast, so it's not a noisy, small fan like we saw like 10 years ago.
No,
so it's a slower fan, and it's a little bit bigger than what we were used to in the Enforced days.
Yeah, also on a lot of other boards, I see I think this is 10. No?
What do you mean?
5. Oh, it's 5.
Yeah, something like 5, I think.
Yeah, so
I haven't measured it, so is that in your
I think it's 7. Maybe it's somewhere anyway. So so that's very important to still have it there. I mean, we would like to do it differently. Also on this model, something new. You see where the name Unify is on. In the past, there was a plastic cover. Probably you cannot hear this. Boards feel heavy, and there is it's metal. So it should also help a little bit with cooling. And it's part VRM. Later we're going to talk about that, and it's also part with the cooling. Everything helps. Most important, airflow.
Yeah.
So this is the MAG, but with RGB. Yeah, well, this is an MAG board. That's correct. X570 Unify, without RGB. So we have 3 boards now. We have the Godlike, MAG Godlike. We have the MAG Ace. Both are with RGB. One over the top and the other one normal RGB. And this one, actually, it has no RGB lights on the main board, but it has the pin headers.
Yeah.
So, we say this for RGB haters.
Yeah.
I'm one of them, I guess.
Yeah, I think the black looks nice.
Yeah. I mean,
I
have an RGB build at home.
The X99 SLI Plus, that was like an entry-level X99.
Yeah.
And it was also completely black, and everybody was, whoa, that one's cool. Yeah.
Just a little bit bamboo.
Bamboozled. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, maybe next slide. Yeah, this is a slide I found on a forum in China or Taiwan, which somebody made, and I thought it was quite interesting. He checked all the fan positions. So. The fan on the chipset, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Like what I said, it's very important. When the PCH or the chipset runs hot, it needs to be able to cool it. But with a lot of boards, this is blocked. So I don't know if we did it on purpose, but it looks like it. Or I mean, it's structural, right?
Yeah. That's something not just lucky that we did it on one model, we did it on all models.
So you can go to this article on top. It's in, I think, Chinese. And there is a lot more information. I just took 4 screenshots to share with you. I thought it was quite interesting.
Next one?
Yeah. So also overclocking. This is one of the MAG models. So we're also talking about overclocking. Core boost technology, the VRM, very important for this. So we're also talking driver MOSFETs. We call it Dr. MOS. DRMOS.
Actually, now it's called smart power stages.
Yeah,
so.
power stages indeed. Yeah,
the
and they're
smart
smart
one,
because the temperature. You have stupid
sensing.
ones and the smart ones.
Yeah, and current monitoring. That's something very important for efficiency.
Yeah. So this is a 12-phase. Later we go more on that.
Yeah.
Also have a server-grade PCB, and that's for the signal, of course, because Pci Express Gen 4, it's a high-frequency signal, and it's very easy to, how do you say that? Yeah, to distort it, that you don't reach the bottom slots or something.
Yeah.
Server PCB will help with that, multiple layers. What is being competed for? If you join, you can win a $20 Steam code. Yes. Thank you, Hussein. You see, some people helping. Good.
Yeah, good.
I hope he wins. It should be.
No computer, no.
Nah, sorry, no computer. But if you have any questions, please ask them. Of course, steel armor. We also notice VGA cards. So actually, I have the one VGA card here. Whoa, also heavy one, right?
Yep.
Maybe switch to the detailed cam. Where is it? Yeah, so this is our. I still call it Navi. Navi Gaming. 5700 XT. And yeah, you see, like this. Big heatsink.
Nice backplate.
Yeah, backplate. And yeah, this, I mean, it's quite heavy. So that's why, let's go back. That's why you need those steel armor slots. Because if you move your case, if you travel with your case to a LAN party or something, I mean, this can damage Pci Express slots. We saw it in the past. So this will help preventing it.
Yep.
And if you talk about lightning, the high-end VGA cards, which are even more heavy than this one, bigger PCB, bigger cooling, because this has like 2.4 slot or something, but that one really has 3 slot cooling.
Yeah, and they have 3 fans, so it's even
and 3
longer.
fans, longer indeed.
But this one was the heaviest one Navi they've reviewed so far. So.
Yeah, who said that?
I think it was Gamers Nexus.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you already did the review. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me see.
Where's the other one?
Question. Will B350 Ryzen 2020 CPU? Well, we don't know yet because we don't know about the 2020 CPU.
Is that a new model name in 2020?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what the roadmap of AMD is regarding compatibility. They made a promise a few years ago, we will have longevity for a couple of years. And I'm not sure if the longevity support ends this year or next year. And yeah, I mean, I guess next year there will be another AMD CPU. Because the last 3 years they also launched CPUs.
Yeah.
So that should not be a surprise. If it still has the same socket, if it still works on these main boards with cooling, TDP, and maybe they have PCI Express 5 or DDR5.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I mean, that's, we don't know yet. It's too far. I mean, they just launched the 3rd gen Ryzen. And I think that's still perfect. So, no promise. But of course, if it's possible, we will work on to get it working on our boards as well. That's a big GPU. Yeah, it is. It is. So maybe Ruud, next.
Next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Power.
Yeah, this is your slide, technical slide.
Yeah.
So,
what's there to say? I mean, it's
12-phase power stage, 60 amp.
Yeah, 60 amp international rectifier power stages. So they're well known and well appreciated by most overclockers. So.
Yeah, so this is a little bit similar to what we had on Ace, right? That's also 12 phase.
Very similar. Yeah. I think very close. Only the cooling is a little different. Yeah. So it has more aluminum on it.
Yeah, and more fins. Yeah. So it also has more surface to cool it.
Yeah, and no display with the LEDs on it. So that will definitely
with
help
RGB
on cooling.
LEDs on it.
Yeah. With RGB. Yeah.
Titanium chokes, 2 8-pin power. We also had a few streams ago, we had some discussion about it. Is it needed? No, it's not needed. No. You can also choose which one you want to use. Yeah. It doesn't matter. But if you really go into high-end overclocking LN2, then this is useful for power balancing, also to keep your power cables cooler. But yeah, this is for extreme overclocking, so don't worry about it.
No, but power can shoot up quite fast if you go with a high core count CPU.
Yeah. And you know, we don't. I mean, AMD, they talked about the 16 core, but we don't know what the future will bring. Like who was that? Seven already asked, will we support the 2020 CPU? Well, maybe they have more cores, and then power will be more crucial. So that's also, we always get like a reference TDP we need to design the mainboards for. Like, okay, this one, I mean, the CPUs are 95 watt. So does AMD have 95 watt CPUs? Yeah. So,
also.
Yeah, so...
105.
Probably also 95. Anyway, let's pretend 95. Then we design the board, for example, for 105 or 110. You know, there is overclocking potential. That's already in the AMD guidelines. But then we go one step beyond that, and you can even have a higher TDP. And with this headroom, I mean, now it's headroom because the CPU doesn't use it. But maybe in next generation, no promise again.
Boards like this will definitely be able to do more power than the current CPUs.
I was like, Ruud's going to promise next generation CPU will be stronger.
No, I'm just saying the power circuit on this one is definitely capable of running more power than the current CPU, like the 12-core 3900X, is capable of drawing.
Yeah.
So this power circuit is more than equipped for more.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the more will be or how much more we're going to talk about. That's something for the future.
Yeah. Lucky.
Next one?
Yeah, gaming, Wi-Fi 6. I want to know how many people use Wi-Fi for gaming. Personally, I don't like it. I'm like a cable gamer.
Cable guy.
Cable guy. I don't know why. I mean, Wi-Fi is fast enough. I don't know about ping.
There's some influences from externally that can interfere with your signal. So
your neighbor.
For example, or maybe the neighbor is switching from channel into your channel, and then they kill your connection.
But we see it's more and more popular in the market. Question: any plans to create an AIO from MSI? Well, we already have
water cooling. I think he means.
Oh, water cooling. Yeah, maybe all-in-ones, like an all-in-one PC, which we have, or water coolings. Yes, you can join the giveaway. Just click on the link or go to msi.com/2/insider. Always need to think about that. So Gen 4, we already talked about it. This one, this card is Pci Express Gen 4 ready. Ready for the future, DirectX 12. I was thinking like DirectX 12 or something more. And of course, Pci Express. And I think the M.2. And I think at this moment, M.2 gives you the biggest benefit regarding Pci Express Gen 4. I mean, VJ, in some benchmarks you see it, but I don't expect some real world performance. But yeah, M.2, this is really where it shines. You will do 5, what is it?
Yeah, about 5 gigabytes per second.
5 gigabytes per second. And this is the first generation PCI Express Gen 2 controllers, because the next generation will do 7.5.
Well, theoretically, you can go up to 8. So
so it's 7.5. Yeah, so we already saw some. But this will be for early next year. And of course, you can do a RAID setup with them. Yep. Hussaini is saying cable is much better.
Yeah, most of them. One said Ethernet. One says cable is better. Also, I think most are agreeing that cable is better, but with Wi-Fi 6 is maybe also okay.
Yeah. Okay, Ddr4 Boost, of course. We started with Ddr4 Boost a long time ago. I mean, you must know this. When we Ddr3, we were not really king of memory.
No.
We were really bad, and I keep telling this each time. I mean, we really had a lot of complaints about memory compatibility. The same DIMM sometimes didn't work on a board. It was a nightmare. There
were also many vendors of DIMMs at that time. I mean, it was hard to test them all.
Yeah, and they were using a lot of cost down.
Yeah, the amount of memory manufacturers have shrunk a little bit, so
not
it's
only
easier.
that, the quality is also higher, because
also
then there was a lot of from I call China memory. just buy a batch. They change the SPD chip and just in the same series. So you couldn't trust. That was about liquid cooling. No comment so far. Just I mean. What I'm going
not
to
marketing,
say.
So.
No comment on liquid cooling so far. Maybe check back later this year on some live streams. No promise. I hear these onboard fans are not reliable and die more often than usual. More often than usual, that's a strange thing. That's not possible.
If you look at the past, then yes, the smaller fans were the rotor part, so the motor of it is almost the same size as the blade size. So there's only a very small blade, and the problem with those fans were really small and also cheap. And they're gonna start making noise, and then they will die.
Like they're not in balance, huh? So they're going to make noise.
But they're also sleeve-bearing fans, so it's a cheaper model, and they can last maybe 2 years, and then they will be lower in quality. So that happened in the past. Now we're doing double ball bearings, and that's a more high-end fan, like we also use on the graphic cards, and. Yeah, those fans have proven itself already for years.
I don't think you have to be afraid. I mean, I'm not going to say they will never die.
No, it's still possible.
It's always possible. But that's why we have our support department to fix those problems if they occur. But like what Ruud said, the motor in the middle is much smaller, so the fan blades are bigger.
More efficient. And,
more efficient.
It doesn't need to spin that much and that long.
I think that's most important.
The old fans, if you can still remember, like me, we shipped actually a lot. There was the K8N Neo 2. That was a very popular board. It was the first AMD 64 board that was really, really popular. And it had a very small heatsink on it.
K8N, that's NVIDIA.
Enforced chipset. And it had a very small... it was not even like a heatsink. It was just like a bent aluminum part with a small fan inside. And we shipped those heatsinks, those chipset coolers, a lot to people who just said, okay, mine died. Can you send me a new one? No problem. I had a big box and we shipped it all over the Netherlands and Belgium.
So I think quality improved a lot, and most importantly, it has zero fuzz technology. So most times it's not running at all, like now. But
but these fans run at around like maybe 1200 RPM. The old fans, they run at like 3000. So that's different kind of. Why? Because the blades were so small, it needed to spin very fast to move any air.
The system is running because here you can see the temperature, and the presentation we're watching is running on this computer.
It's still running on this system.
So 2.5 gig, and this is also interesting because you see more and more routers with AX routers, not only AX, but mainly AX, with 2.5 gigabyte connections. So it's still expensive. Also, you need good cables for it. Plus Cat6.
Oh yeah, Cat6 should be fine.
Cat6E or whatever. I don't know exactly.
I think the Cat6 only has the number, and the Cat5 has also letters behind it.
Anyway,
I think if you have the higher end Cat5, then it should be fine as well. I mean, if you can do 1 gigabit, probably 2.5 should also work. If the length is not that that far.
Okay, maybe next slide. Wi-Fi 6, we already talked about it. It's faster. Everybody, in the future, everybody will skip to this. So this is a Wi-Fi AX.
There's one question about AGESA code on chipset 300 series.
Yeah, that's maybe why I was going to the next slide, because I think it's...
That should come up in a few slides, so
this is some slide where you see all board compared to some other boards in the market. Just skip it, I mean.
Okay.
We did some live stream regarding our Shakira case. We already talked about the Shakira 500X with a lot of RGB LED. 500 G gold.
With the gold.
Yeah, good one. That's how you remember. With Ace indeed. Nice combination. And this is 500P, and the P stands for pure. which means no RGB LED, no colors. The edge, it has some silver lining.
Looks nice.
Yeah, and then this is a perfect combination for this board. Quite a big case. Yeah. I really like it.
No, it would fit this motherboard perfectly. I mean,
also with water cooling.
Yeah, positioning for price-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the AGESA part.
Yeah, so I think some journalists online, like Ddr4 Overclocker,
all of them did.
Maybe all of them. You know, they figured out that the boost clock of AMD. Maybe you can explain better. The boost clock of AMD didn't reach the promised.
Advertised. Yeah. But AMD said it's like a single threaded burst load. Then you could achieve like the highest single thread frequency. So that's some people just start monitoring with tools like HW Info or AIDA or whatever, or CPU-Z, and they didn't see the boost frequency happening. So AMD also posted some blog about it, and they said, okay, it's not going to help if you're monitoring it, because then the monitoring program will put more load on the CPU than the small burst load. So that's why they also try to figure out if there's a bug inside, and that they found out, and the AGESA code 1003 ABBA should fix that part. So now you can see there's a difference in a top speed or top frequency of a single core, but in the all core loads or in high stress situations, you don't see that much of a difference.
Yeah, I'm quickly going to interrupt you. Giveaway, Jeremy, congratulations. Jeremy Lintang, congratulations. In the coming days you will get a Steam voucher by email, so please check your email box. If you want to join the giveaway, yeah, it's our bot is working finally. I mean, do you see that? It's spamming. If you think the bot spams too much, let me know. Now I put it at like around each 8 minutes. If it's too much, let me know then. But a lot of people are always asking the giveaway link. Yeah, I saw a good question, Ruud. Slow boot times on B450 motherboards.
What I've seen is that the B450 and also the X570, actually all AM4 motherboards seem to boot slower, and especially if the BIOS, the CMOS was cleared, or if there was a BIOS update, so or if you changed the CPU from one model to another. So that completely resets the part of the BIOS that also controls some secure processor inside the CPU, very similar to Intel's ME management engine. And that seems to delay or slow down the boot process completely. But with regular setups, if you've run and installed Windows before, then it shouldn't happen and should not boot very slowly, unless your memory has issues or other kind of issues, or heating issues. Now, heating issues should, well, just fail when you're doing stress tests.
If people have these issues, what is the best thing to do?
First, I would check if the memory can run slower and see if the boot times improve. Maybe it's like the memory training is doing. Okay. So it's basically doing a loop to check if the memory is working, and that will delay the process as well. Yeah. Of course, if you put more SSDs in or put like an AMD RAID config in, then it will slow down as well. But that's quite normal for most motherboards. Doesn't really apply only for AM4. So that's basically what I've noticed, and I'm running a B450 Gaming Plus since the beginning of the support of Ryzen 3000, and that one's booting quite normally, or no different than an X570. So,
well, and compared to Intel?
Intel's a bit faster, yes.
Okay.
But
do you know why?
No, I don't know exactly why. Okay. No. We saw the same on the X399 platform. So the Threadrippers also boot a lot slower than the Intel ones. Yeah. And not sure why that is exactly, but yeah.
You know, the technical department always complains to me that I never reboot my PC because I always go to sleep mode.
That's the ICT department, not mine.
Yeah, not yours. But I mean, so each time there are like, if I reboot, I'm always having a big problem because there are so many updates. I can go for some dinner or something before I can work again.
Especially the big Windows updates.
Yeah. So, well, but that's a workaround, right? Using sleep mode or hibernate.
On my laptop, I also use it all the time. I close the lid and then just pick it up the next day.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have really annoyingly slow boot issues. B450 Tomahawk and Gaming Plus, same PCB, but Tomahawk 1.3 ABB, Gaming Plus not. It's a joke? Yeah, no.
Not sure if we can see that, but
Boo.
But according to your presentation, the Tomahawk is already launched, and the Gaming Plus is only the mobile of the micro ATX.
Yeah, so same PCB doesn't mean that it's the same motherboard.
No.
I mean, the same BIOS.
The BIOS is not the same. No.
So how can you see the BIOS? Because then it's the MS code, right?
No, the MS code is the PCB version, and then if you have BIOS version 1 point something, that's a different board than 3 point something.
Okay.
So usually you cannot mix or use the wrong one. If you use the wrong one, it might not boot up. So luckily both boards have the BIOS flash button, so you can always recover with the right BIOS file.
But for sure, Gaming Plus will be, I think B450. Is it B450? Yeah,
no, this is the micro ATX.
Yeah, okay.
I saw the M.
Well, these boards, they were put on the list, I think, yesterday, and the 300 series boards I got in this morning, I believe. So, no, the first. No, it was yesterday. So that one was end of last week then. Anyway, they're still working on these BIOSes, and the coming weeks there will be more. Basically, if we look to the ABBA, or the ABBA. BIOS updates, the 500 series already got them. The new 400 Max series also got them. The 400 series, we're working on that. And all of them will get this update. And then you also have the 300 series, and 90% of these boards will also get the ABBA update. 90% means not all boards. There are some, I think it's like A320 boards, entry level, which will not get them. And to be honest, I didn't ask them why. Yes, the 300 series are beta BIOS and other ones are MP. The reason for that is quite simple, because the other boards are still in production. So MP stands for mass production. So when we produce the boards, there needs to go in what we call an MP BIOS, or a final BIOS on the board, which I don't want to say DQA checked, because the beta BIOS also gets a DQA check.
No, they don't. No, the DQA check is for mass production one.
Okay.
And the beta ones just are checked by the BIOS engineer if it works as expected.
I'm happy to have you here. You know all this kind of stuff.
Not all of it, but they've told me some stuff, But the DQA test means they've tested a whole bunch of stuff, also compatibility, but also if it works with webcams and all kinds of peripherals, which is not tested by the BIOS engineer who creates the beta BIOS. So if they created one, they might solve one problem, but create another one is possible. But usually they just try to fix.
And from what I know, the 300 series will stay in beta, because there is no the boards are out of production. But they will continue to update BIOS, so you can expect new beta BIOSes. And I believe in like next week, AMD will release a new BIOS version. But this will go first to the BIOS vendor. I think maybe they already released it. Anyway, it goes to the BIOS vendor. They will update in the BIOS code. Then it goes to MSI. Then we need a couple of weeks to fine tune it, to adapt it for each model. So I believe in somewhere in November you can expect some new BIOSes, and they have a lot of fixes. I don't want to say fixes for issues, but a lot of new features, improvements. But that is something for the future. I'm not going to talk about it today.
It says 100 plus fixes, but there's some text that is dropping off of because your head and your monitor. Next. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Anyway, that's for the future. So I think a few months ago, I'm not sure exactly, we did a live stream about 300 series and 400 series and how to work with Ryzen 3rd generation. We knew there were some problems, but during the live stream we really found out the problems were really big. At that moment, we also feedback this to our BIOS engineers. I think most of those people are, the problems are fixed. There might be some problems, but
we still see some people struggling with updating with the BIOS flash button and the USB stick. So they think they've updated the BIOS while it hasn't worked at all.
No.
So it does.
You said compatibility is very important to have a good
USB stick.
Yeah, BIOS flashback. So that's a button. I'm not going to push it. Don't worry.
No, don't push it now because then your presentation will not be showing up.
And
anymore.
your live demo will also not be showing.
No, we can reset. No
okay.
But
you need to have a USB key, USB 2.0 or something.
It doesn't have to be 2.0, but
they told me don't do fancy 3.1 or something.
Yeah, but still, I see people that I also have sticks that don't work. So it might be also like a 50-50 like a chance. So
the MSI branded sticks.
Also, that one don't work. That's like a giveaway thing. Yeah, it's not the most high-end one, but the SanDisk usually work. But,
SanDisk, okay.
It's very popular brand for USB sticks and not too expensive.
So and they think they updated it, but in the end they have a memory problem or some other.
I saw a guy and he came in the office and he said I updated to the last one. It was the B450 Tomahawk Max, so already capable of running the CPU he was running. He was using a Ryzen 5 3600. And he said, no, I've updated the BIOS, I'm sure. I've pushed the button and after 2 minutes it stopped. Well, usually the BIOS flashback process takes about 5 to 6 minutes, and that's with a normal USB stick. If you have a slower one, it might even take longer. And then I found out there was one memory stick that was not working at all. So if you put that one in, it wasn't booting. So I've used one of mine, then it was booting, then found out one of his sticks was booting, the other one wasn't. And then I saw the BIOS was not updated at all. So it was still at 1.1 and he said he had 1.3 on it.
I want to do some questions because there are so many...
The story was too long.
No. Anyway. So many questions. I had Godlike, X570 Godlike ABBA BIOS since release. It's the most buggy BIOS I had. Any roadmap? Well, do you know anything regarding this?
I haven't tested a Godlike with the ABBA BIOS yet, so I'm not sure. There's still BIOSes and beta BIOSes coming out every week, so I'm checking like our internal server every day if there's new BIOSes. So
So for sure, to answer the question regarding Godlike, for sure there will be BIOS updates also. I mean, if there are some bugs and we know about them, please feedback them to us. Because then we can work on it. And we will continue to improve on that. And no need to have a new AMD BIOS. Well, some issues are related to that, but no need to wait for that. I mean, we will meanwhile continue to bring out new BIOS versions. Let me see. Yeah, I see a lot of questions actually about compatibility, what we already talked about regarding future AMD CPUs. I saw somebody already talking about AM5. Never heard about it. Ddr4.
Ddr5 we have on
you guys,
graphic cards.
Yeah, you guys plan to make this motherboard compatible with Ddr5 when the RAM comes out? Basically, no. I mean, Ddr5, I can only assume it has a different pin layout. Probably it uses different voltages. You need a new motherboard for that.
And CPUs with a different socket profile.
And and memory controllers in the CPU.
Yep.
So I guess Ddr5 we are looking into 2021. Yeah, should be something like that. And then maybe you have like always, maybe in the beginning you have some mixed boards which can do Ddr4 and Ddr5 at the same time. Not the same time, maybe some combo boards.
Is memory really a bottleneck at the moment? I
don't think so. And price is pretty cheap at this moment.
Yeah, that's true.
But people are always worried about future upgrades. And what Ddr5? Do I need it? I don't think memory, the current 3rd gen Ryzen with memory, it's a very good match. I mean, you can go up to high clock speeds like 3600. I think 3600 is, the most optimum clock speed, right?
Yeah, because then you don't need to
use the divider.
Divider for the Infinity Fabric,
So if you're running 3600 Ddr4 on a 3rd gen Ryzen, you have a perfect combination. You can go higher, of course, but the applications don't really benefit from it in raw performance. I need to scroll a little bit because I missed some questions, I believe. Let me see. 300 is older, some point. Somebody still using Z87, GD65. Nice board.
Yeah. That's with the dragon heatsink. Isn't it? The dragon-shaped heatsink?
That's the gaming one.
Yeah, is that? Oh, is that the gaming one? Okay.
Other manufacturers put 32 megabyte BIOS on the B450 motherboards. Why MSI has 16 megabyte?
We have the Max series.
Yeah, the Max series has 32. Actually, I think it's 16 plus 16.
Yeah, basically it's 2 BIOSes in one because the old CPUs can only handle 16 megabytes. So
yeah,
you need to, yeah.
So I think nobody has 32 megabyte on the board.
No, the chip itself is 32 megabytes, but it's a two part. Yeah. That's also complicating the BIOS update process a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's an internal thing.
Let me see. And when I check, I mean, I also see a lot of people claiming this. Like everybody else, other manufacturers have 32 megabyte BIOS on the board, and only a few. If you look at their lineup, I mean, I know now they're doing running change, but basically, then if you buy a new one, you have 32 megabyte BIOS. But if you buy an old one, and it's very difficult to check which one is which, then you have a 60 megabyte BIOS. So they're doing a running change. What we did, we really put a new series in the market to highlight really this is the Max series, and this will run out of the box the new 3rd gen Ryzen. No need to do any BIOS updates.
With the fancy BIOS.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Something in French.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about forum. Ruud, I saw somebody.
What about the forum?
How about you invest in your forum? Surprise Blue.
I'm not sure what's wrong with our forum at the moment. I do have contact with the moderators there, at least for the component part, so motherboards and graphic cards.
So Surprise Blue, please let us know what the problem is with the forum. Is it the layout, the graphics, the response time of the people who help there, the support guys?
He's talking about fanboy something.
Yeah, he says fanboys don't use the forum.
Yeah. Or maybe the moderators are MSI fanboys. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
They are our biggest fans, yeah.
Sia, when is Unify coming out? Unify will probably be announced officially, I think, tomorrow or Friday, depending on where you live. So USA, it will be on Thursday, and Europe, it will be on Friday morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. And in Asia, it will be like 12 o'clock in the afternoon then, right? And it will be, I think 1 week later, it will be in the stores.
Just go and check. They don't help. That's about the forum part.
Yes, he says they don't help.
I'll check, definitely. Because,
maybe let us know what your problem is. I mean, your technical problem. Then we can maybe answer it here.
If you post the URL for the forum post you mentioned, then I can double check.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think on because he's on YouTube, I think we can read the URL back indeed. Yeah. Do you guys check your subreddit? No, not us. But this is maintained by some MSI employees from MSI USA, LA office.
Only for the last B450 live stream, we checked the subreddit.
Yeah, indeed. Then we checked it as well.
It exploded a little bit. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, so maybe let's go back, Ruud. We have some, yeah. So
okay,
I think this covers it regarding the BIOS updates and all support on all the models.
Yeah, you need to switch back to the.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting to see what you were going to show.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Some nice game bundle AMD has. So if you purchase a CPU from them or one of the VJ cards, I think the VJ it's quite small, but it's covering some old GPUs, new GPUs, CPUs also. Some of them you can get 2 games. You can get both games, Borderlands 3 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I played the beta last week. It was quite nice. But Breakpoint. But they stopped the beta on Sunday. Oh, like Sunday morning. I was like, why not give me the whole weekend to play?
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the game. Yeah, and then the Xbox Pass. So you also get access to Gears 5, right? Yeah. So, it's back here. Can you tell me, when I update my BIOS on the MSI B350 PC made, all fans go full speed? Ruud, maybe
I haven't tested that one yet, no. I don't really think I have that model.
Okay. So
I cannot even check.
No. Surprise Blue is saying he has a sound issue with his X570. Can you let us know what the sound issue is in Windows? Which board do you have? Probably a driver issue. Hey, somebody, can you, it happens. You can always flash back to the old BIOS because if you don't need, if you're not running a 3rd gen, better not update, right?
Yeah, you have a less graphical interface on your B350.
I mean, my opinion always is if your board is working, especially if your board is like already the first half year BIOS updates fix critical issues.
Yeah,
compatibility issues.
Could also be that the graphical interface of the fans is not in the beta one for the Ryzen 3000. So what could happen is that the settings are all in text and are a bit confusing because you have to set a lot of temperature points for the fan control, which is not really ideal because you're just looking at text instead of a graph.
He says I did it. I did that.
Yeah. So maybe just run it at defaults and see what the fans do. And if they still go full speed, maybe it's the difference between that the old BIOS can detect like PWM mode and voltage mode, and the new BIOS cannot, something like that. I'm just guessing here. I don't have the board here.
I would advise if you're not having the 3rd gen Ryzen, go back to the previous BIOS because this BIOS will not help you. Because this BIOS is focused at 3rd gen Ryzen, and if your board
might
was running,
still have issues. Yeah.
And you're running a beta BIOS.
Yeah, and I'm not sure this BIOS is not, or this board was not. That's not like a gaming or a retail or a high-end board. So I'm not sure if a lot of people use them on new CPUs anyway.
Some Whip on Twitch is asking, is this Breakpoint, so Ghost Recon, and Borderlands 3 retroactive? So basically, he bought a CPU a month ago. You can always check with your reseller. I'm not sure because the resellers are giving away these codes. I think this campaign from AMD just kicked off. Please check with the point of purchase if they can help you.
Is there a website for it? So
there should be. I mean, at MSI we have a landing page for it. If you go to msi.com, on top there is a. I'm not sure what the menu item is called. You can go escape and then go to msi.com.
Okay.
On top, maybe accept. No, the banner's not here.
Promotions.
I will switch this one off now. What's new?
What's new?
Promotions. And then the left one. Yeah. So here you have, if you go to Amazon.
September 30th.
Yeah, so just, that was a few days ago. Just kicked off.
A month ago.
Yeah,
so,
you can always try.
Yeah. You can always try.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Back to the presentation?
Yeah, that's okay. Can you put it full screen, please?
Sorry. There we go.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is the RX 5700 XT gaming out? To be honest, I don't know if we're already delivering. I believe we're shipping, but I don't know about the volume. So it can be maybe Newark didn't get any stock, or the first batch was sold out already, but then it should be listed. Anyway, I guess it will be shortly out. That should not take too long. He referred to his old BIOS.
Then it should be back to normal, right?
Yeah. So only Mac and Evoke are out a new egg. I don't believe it will take that long, because when we send out samples to the editors for reviews, normally the shipments, the stock for sales already shipping for the resellers. Because we try to time that, not that you see some reviews and you want to buy it, you go to the stores and there is no stock. We try to time it, but it seems this time they make it. System just freezes for 0.2 with repeated sound. Maybe memory shows something.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Did you try to switch memory? Try to swap to some other DIMM set? When will B550 motherboards be released? I don't know. I never heard about that name. But for sure, AMD will have something for the entry-level boards.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to comment on that.
No,
right?
no.
Never heard about it.
I'm not marketing. So.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe I don't know what we. Oh yeah, this I found in China, quite interesting. I'm not sure. I talked to AMD. They didn't confirm when this was coming to USA or to Europe, but it was a Ryzen 5 3500X 3.6, 6 cores without hypertransport. That's not hypertransport anymore.
Not anymore.
That's old.
Yeah.
That's Opteron.
Yeah.
No, with only 6 threads, so without SMT. Quite interesting CPU. I forgot the price in US dollars, but this is anyway, entry level.
Around 150, right? Or
yeah, it should
Europe,
be something like that. Yeah.
US, yeah.
Quite interesting. Okay, I think Ruud, we need to do some. Yeah, I had some slides about ProWin, but let's skip them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because. Essentially, we can show them. Where are we? There's also something with AMD released recently, the Pro CPUs, but I really focused at enterprises, at businesses, system integrators, and they have an extra secure processor inside. And our BIOS, of course, is ready for it. So I got an update from our BIOS engineers. They said, hey, we support the CPU, so... but yeah, let's not spend too much time on it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe first do a giveaway, Ruud, before you can already start.
Yeah, okay.
Doing this. I'm going to select another winner.
I'm gonna make some noise.
Well, I'm not sure. Let us know if you hear the noise. And we have another lucky winner, and the winner is Paul. Paul, congratulations with the game code. $20 Steam voucher. We will send it in the coming days by email. If other people want to participate, please go to msi.com/2/insider or pick up the link from our chatbot. He's quite active today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good. Let me see. This one can close. So let's do some benchmarking on this Unify board. So again.
Yeah, here we go. This is the system also the presentation was running on. So basically an idle.
I'm going to make it a little bit bigger.
Okay. No problem.
Because all your stuff keeps on that side, right? Oh, yeah. On that side.
This side is not that important. It's, you can run the Cinebench or the Prime 95. Look at the temperatures. I think that's the most interesting part. So we have CPU package power.
Or maybe first this system we're running right here. You see here the temperature, 30.6.
Yeah, there's a 3900X inside. So there's a 12-core Ryzen 9, which is running at stock speeds at the moment. So only I've enabled XMP on the memory. That's about it. Also, fans are on auto. So the fans on the radiator are controlled by the BIOS. I'm not doing anything. So they will spin up when the CPU gets hotter. And there's completely no airflow around the VRM. So this is probably one of the worst case scenarios. Also, like some media will test like without airflow, which is not very normal for an overclock session, but anyway. Also, it has one disadvantage, is that when you have no airflow, then the heating up process of the VRM will take very long, and it will heat up very slowly. While if you put a fan or airflow around it, then it balances out quite fast in a case, and you can test much easier and quicker. And VRM testing with temperature is always taking a long time.
Yeah, it's also tricky because you see a lot of media and they come up with different results.
Different results, but also different ways of measuring. So
because of the different measuring. Yeah.
The problem is that it's very hard to come close to the MOSFETs. Now, on the top part, there's always a heatsink over it. So
maybe detailed cam.
Yeah, the top part always is covered by a heatsink, so you can only get close to the chokes. To be honest, well, the MOSFETs or the power stages are just lying just below the heatsink. So from the top part, you cannot really measure anything useful. The other part you can try is from the bottom, and that will work if a board doesn't have a backplate, because the backplate will block the access to
I can almost see that.
Yeah, almost. Well, what I did is just use the thermocouples, and I put like a thermal pad from a graphic card and made a small small ball of it, and just stick it like a chewing gum to the back of the board, and then fix it with some regular tape. It's not really high end, but it serves the purpose. So then the key is where is the hottest part of the VRM? That's a bit tricky as well, because with boards like this, with a high end VRM like this, the hottest part on the board is usually not the VRM, but the CPU. So if you go too close to the CPU, you're measuring the temperature of the CPU and not the VRM anymore. So you need to know where the MOSFETs or the power stages really are. With the heatsinks, it's quite easy, because with MSI, they're all screwed through the board. So meaning the two screws are holding the heatsink over the power stages. So if you imagine there's like a bar kind of shape there.
We have some other boards here.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to have? Ace?
Ace is fine. Ace is very close to this one. So basically, if we can have a detailed cam.
I don't know what happened here.
Looks like Eric.
No.
So basically, if you have the screws like this, then the MOSFETs are here, very close to these small capacitors. So if you stick like a thermal pad with a thermal probe like there, that's probably almost the position I'm using now. That's very close. Only the thickness of the PCB is in between the power stage and the measuring device. So basically, that's as close as you can get for measuring. Also, because there's a PCB in between, it also takes a little bit longer for the PCB to heat up, and that you can read the temperatures correctly. And there will also be like a small difference between the die or the chip itself and the PCB. So the PCB will be always a little bit cooler, but quite close. If you look at the bigger part of the VRM, there's a bit shiny. There's also the screws here and here. And just below that part, that's where all the power stages are. This part is completely for the V-core, and this part is also for the V-core, and the last two are for the SoC. So basically anything else but the cores. So that's about the location where I stuck the thermocouples. So we can see what the temperatures are right now. So I'm not sure if the top cam also is in the view.
Top cam? Oh, well, no. Well, I can do this.
Can we do both, right?
Yeah. I just need to do a little bit of magic. Let me see. Top cam. I need to do one moment. Let me check which this one is. That's one. Oh, those requests.
Oh, sorry about that. What we can see by the HW info, that's a monitoring tool.
Nope, it's the other one.
So we have a VR MOS sensor, software sensor, and a VR loop, which is basically measuring the power stage.
So you want the temperature?
Actually, yeah, I only need the temperature part. So
this
yeah,
is going to be
this
fun.
is tricky to do on live, but so far so good, I think. That's good. Yeah. So at the moment we're running on the thermocouple 35.6 or 7 and 42.4, but this is an idle, of course. And if we look at the software reading, it's about 35 and 45. It cannot do any decimals, so that's what we need to go for. And if I run, for example, Cinebench 20, then we also have a performance score. It will do 2 runs, so it will heat up a little bit. This is just stock speed. So
Surprise Blue. I suggest you, I'm not sure from which country you are, but best to contact your local MSI office.
Most go regions, to register.msi.com.
Yeah, send register.msi.com, register yourself. You can contact the support via that, and they will contact you via email or by phone, depending the region, and they can help you with your problem. It seems that it's very difficult to find your answer on the forum, and the people are not helpful. I'm sorry for that, but let's say first goal is to solve your problem. So best to contact us directly via register.msi.com. Yeah, I'm hearing the fan noise now.
Yeah. The CPU.
Not sure if you're hearing the fan noise.
Yeah, not sure about that, but the CPU is not getting that hot yet. It's about 60 degrees.
Maybe I should.
And if you look at the, it goes up and down a little bit because the dies are also, going up and down in temperature. It's doing 2 runs of Cinebench 20, and if you say, oh, those scores are really terrible, that's true, because we're having, in the background, OBS is running.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
No.
So OBS in the background is running, so it takes some CPU cycles as well, and that will drop the performance at least 120 points, I believe.
We can switch it off if we go to disk capture.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just let it run. It's not about the performance per se. It's more about how much.
Can you maybe put the Cinebench a little bit lower that we can see the CPU score later on?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Like
over
this.
Basically, what I wanted to show is that we're doing about 145 watts, so it's not really close to the TDP, but this is stock performance and stock power, and this power is is normal for a 3900X. If you go with the 37 or 36, it will be much lower. So any board will run that. So the VR mouse is about 40 degrees, and the maximum of the VR loop, which is basically the top one, which is also closer to the SoC. Let me switch this one to the. I've captured the maximum.
40.6.
Yeah, 40 and 46. So it's close, but not the same. But
nobody can see the 46.
The 46 is smaller. I can switch them if you want.
I can do like this, or we can do everything here. No
detail. Oh, yeah, 46. That's the maximum.
This is looks like a green display.
No, it's grayish.
Perfect with a green screen.
Okay. So this is like stock performance. So let's go into the BIOS. I hope this is working, because let's do some overclocking. And the purpose is not to get the fastest system or the fastest CPU score here. My goal here is to I need to unplug the display port, otherwise I cannot.
This is now where the magic happens, or it should happen.
So I'm gonna switch to BIOS and unplug the display port. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so many problems.
Hopefully the capture will show up.
Yeah, we now switch. I mean, we have like 3 capture cards to capture all the PCs here if needed. But sometimes they're not working. I will do this giveaway. Hello. Sometimes they're not working, and especially capturing the BIOS, because it will switch when you enter the BIOS. It will switch resolutions already.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Shall we check if it's already there?
Oh.
Hey, it worked. Oh, wow. That's good. You can also see that I've turned off the indication LED control. So meaning the power on button, the reset button, and the post LED display is turned off completely. So there's no LEDs on except for the easy debug LEDs, but they only show up during the post process and not during Windows or other operating systems. So usually I go to the Osi Settings, and I'm not sure if this is necessary, but let's set up for 4.2 gigahertz. At least that's the one I've tested. I've tried 4.3, but it's still, it's not stable. So my CPU is apparently not capable of running that. There's an advanced CPU configuration. Usually I just turn off precision boost as well as any other power saving settings. To increase the voltage or keep it more stable, I run load line calibration at 2. And I'll set up the CPU core voltage in override mode.
Should I cover the smoke detector?
1.4 volts. No, I'm not going over 1.4 because people say that's usually the safe voltage.
So
anything higher is considered not so safe.
Don't do this at home.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. Not always, but...
Yeah, and I have backup hardware. So.
Yeah, we just take another mainboard.
Yeah.
That's not that easy.
The last setting I'm going to change is I'm disabling the C state and the cool and quiet because that is...
Don't damage this one because this is the only Unify we have.
So I'm going to leave the fans on auto because it's only doing the CPU and the all-in-one cooler. And now it's already rebooting, but the capture stays with the BIOS screen, the last one it saw. Now it should go to Windows probably.
Resolot says, I wish my BIOS looks like that. I'm not sure which board you have. Was he the one talking about the X370?
Or B350? I'm not sure, yeah. Okay, Windows is booting.
This is easy mode. So maybe push like F7, right?
Yeah, easy mode is the one where you could switch off the indication LED and the RGB LED. When I went to OC mode, then I go to advanced mode of the BIOS, so it's F7 I pressed. And then you have more settings. So
you continue talking.
Yeah. So basically you can switch between those two modes, and one is very showing a lot of information.
You want to run with or without OBS?
Whatever you like.
I think with, because then it's honest. If you
that's true. Yeah. Before we captured with OBS, and I just run it in the background.
Yeah, so, and I'm now going to switch from the
HDMI capture to the OBS capture.
To the NDA capture. NDI, sorry.
Yeah. So basically we're overclocked and we should run at 4.2 gigahertz.
Yeah, this BIOS is there already from Z87.
So 4.2, that's all cores, and it's not doing any auto.
Do you also overclock with nitrogen?
No, I don't.
No. Maybe we should.
Basically, this is not to find the most performance. It's just I put 1.4 volts on it. Yeah. I put a stable frequency boost on it, and I've lifted the load line calibration so it will put more stress on the VRM as well, just to get some heat into the VRM. And these kind of settings are also used
the VRM.
Yeah, with much bigger cooling solutions than this, and you could push it further than the 4.2 gigahertz I'm doing now. This is just to stress the VRM a little bit, or actually quite a lot, because you'll see the power should shoot up as well. We had 145 watts, something about that, with the stock settings, and that should shoot up if I do the Cinebench again. And then you can see what the power is doing in this column, and it's doing about 206, and it will increase a little bit. You can also see that the 60-degree CPU is not maintained anymore.
You need to push this button here? Oh, now it's switching, okay.
Yeah, it's picking up the max at the moment, so I can switch it to live mode. So this is the live mode, but it also picks up the highest one. And you can see that the temperatures are growing a little bit. This one's even reaching 51. It's doing 2 loops of Cinebench. I think we had the 70-something, 70-11. I think that was the score we had before. Now it's already doing 72, 65, so that's already an increase. Of course, we're trying to put some heat in it. And
again, this is not about the score. We're just stress testing the VRM to see the temperatures.
Yeah.
And a lot of media are testing VRMs, but they all get different temperatures. They have different methods of testing. So before we talked about where to put your probes and how to test it in a proper way that you get.
For this board, basically, if you want to do like an external measurement, then the bottom part is the only accessible part where you can come close to the power stages.
Yeah.
Or if you want to do it properly, you have to take off the heatsink of the VRM and put the thermal probe in between the chip and the thermal pad. That's also possible. But the hard part is that there's many MOSFETs or many power stages on it. So there's 14 power stages, 12 of them for the core. And you need to find out which one is the hottest part. So usually we have some tools with an infrared thermal thermometer, and that will show you, okay, this is the hottest point at some loads. So basically what we got is up to 40, 44, 45 and 53. And our thermal probe is reading 44.5 and 50.1.
I can go detailed.
Yeah, I mean the small number is it's a bit greenish. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe do
or
like
it's
this.
I think it's reflecting the green screen.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. So 50.1 and 53 on the software one. The 51 is below this heatsink, so it's the smaller one, close to the SoC. So the SoC only has 2 phases, but also needs to transport a lot less power. So it should be okay. And if you have a little bit of airflow, then these temperatures will be even lower or even warmer because maybe your graphic card is heating up your case. So depending on, so what we see here is basically with 50 degrees on a quite high setting already, that's very far away from its maximum, and it probably starts to lower its performance above 115 degrees. So we're so far away from that. So if these MOSFETs run 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 degrees, it doesn't really matter at all.
Yeah.
So you can see that the hottest part on this board has always been the CPU. So it's at 82 instead of 53. So that's 30 degrees difference. So if you put even more heat into the
CPU is heating up the VRM.
Yeah, basically yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also if you try to measure on such a high-end board with like thermal imaging or whatever, then the hottest part is the CPU and it's warming up the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically the VRM on these boards are basically too good for these kind of CPUs. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that all boards are this good, but the high end with the international rectifier power stages are definitely more than up to the task.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also overclocking online too.
Somebody, how long can you run this motherboard Edwin K in overclock mode? So how long?
At least a weekend. I've tested it on
you
on
put
the
it on
Ace.
Friday?
No, I put an Ace and I run these settings exactly inside a Sekira 500G.
With airflow or without?
With airflow.
So not your box test?
No, not the no airflow.
Box.
No, that shouldn't be done. And I ran, I'm not sure, but I ran Blender for, I'm not sure how many hours, but I think it was like 65 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
So a long time, yeah. So that's probably, you can do it in overclock mode, so it's no problem at all. So, and the temperatures of the VRM never got over 67.
Yeah.
So that's about the maximum you can
what is FSB
expect.
overclocking and what are the hazards? FSB overclocking is quite simple. I mean, you increase the FSB, the multiplier.
You cannot go that far.
No, so it used to be. Each CPU generation is different, and CPU tactics change because now you just change the multiplier, right?
Yeah, but the multiplier on AMD is a little different than Intel. Intel, you can only go with the full number, so go from 41 to 42. Yeah. And for AMD, you can go from 42 to 42.25, so with quarters. So it's more fine grained, so you can tweak a little bit more. And yes, if you want to do the absolute maximum of what your system is capable of, you first set the multiplier to the maximum until it crashes, and then go one step below that, and then you increase the bus clock a little bit, and you try to squeeze everything out of it. But the bus will affect more than just the CPU frequency, also the memory frequency and everything. So
I'm so happy.
What?
Well, each week when Michiel and me are having a live
these
stream
are
or something,
all names to pronounce.
yeah, we
easily.
have such difficult names.
Yeah.
Lovely people. Anyway, now the next winner is Sally. Congratulations. I mean,
yeah, easy.
Michiel will be angry.
Yeah.
And then let me see who's going. Oh, he's going to live stream next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to see something else? If you want to do even more stressful than Cinebench, then go with the Prime, but the old Prime. So I'm using the 26.6, and don't go with small FFTs because
why the old Prime?
It loads the system more than the new one.
But is this like protection? Like they got too many complaints they killed systems?
No. It's about 134 in stock for the new Prime in for example, if you do 12K or small FFTs, and the other one's doing 145. And what it also does more than, for example, what it does to compared to Cinebench 20, is it will shoot up the CPU temperature. It's like this is refreshed every second. In this 1 second, it's jumping from 40 to 80, and then it just goes to 92. So now it's already, after a few seconds, it's 10 degrees higher than what we saw with Cinebench with 2 loops.
Yeah,
so,
you also hear the noise?
Yeah. The power is increased just a little bit. So with the Cinebench loop, we had like 210 watts. Now we have 220 watts. But what this Prime is doing, it's stressing the CPU more than the Cinebench or the Blender load.
And the noise you hear, I'm not sure if you hear it, but the noise is from the water cooling.
Yeah, it's the radiator fans that are spinning at, I can show you, they're spinning now
100%?
2500, yeah, 100%. Yeah. This is full blast. Pump is also at maximum, and So basically what
now if you run Cinebench on the background?
Yeah, then you have a score nothing, of course.
Yeah, but I mean...
No, Prime will take every load. Any CPU cycle it could take. The surprising part is that the OBS capture still worked during Prime. I was amazed.
Yeah.
Maybe
NDI.
Yeah. If I set the priority to Prime, probably it won't work anymore. So Blender
do
also...
it, because we have backup, right? We have... I can switch to this one.
Yeah, okay, well, stop it.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
I don't know if I need to stop it anyway. Let's just try it. Okay.
Is this the best way to stop it? There are no clock cycles left to check your end application.
I'm not sure. Where is it? I must look for it. So
what are you looking for?
I'm looking for priority part. Or is it in the menu itself? That's also possible. Never go live, do experiments.
Options, CPU?
Yeah, CPU.
Eat my resources? Yes, please.
In Windows 7 was much easier.
Yes, what is your problem with the B450 Gaming Plus?
Is there a problem?
No,
I'm running it.
Oh, yeah, somebody has a problem.
Okay. What kind of problems?
Please let us know.
No, I forgot where
Just
it is.
run 2 of them.
No, that doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh.
But the 12K part, or any fixed below a 16K, will heat up this CPU a lot, especially in the 26.6 version of Prime. So if you have like 28, a Prime 28 or newer, like 29, 28, they both have a lower power draw than this version. So, and this is also the one without AVX, and the other ones are with AVX. So for AMD, AVX is not the thing that's heating it up. But you can see the temperatures go 95, and if I let it run, then it will hit 100 degrees, while the VRMs are doing 49, 58. So that's about the maximum you can. Yeah, it's already at the maximum now. This is about close to what will settle. So the CPU is far away from the temperatures of the VRM.
Edwin is saying when you start an MSI system or laptop, after 2 or 3 minutes, you can check the task manager and check which application is using a lot of processors. What is it called? CC cleaner. Or C cleaner.
Oh, here is the priority. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you, Edwin. That's real time. Yeah. I think everything is locking now. The stream stopped.
I'm still moving.
Yeah. Okay, that one's still working.
Yeah. Anyway, we are going to switch to our capture card.
Is the capture still working?
Yeah.
And the capture is working. This is also what I'm seeing on this monitor right here. So it doesn't even have enough cycles to move the cursor around. So
what about temperature? 50.
Now, the problem is the HW info is not monitoring anymore because it doesn't get any CPU cycles. But luckily we have the hardware one, and we're at 56 now. So
56?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can also put that here. 1 moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's completely gone.
Yeah, yeah. So if you do real-time Prime 95, then Windows will just suck a lot of power and not respond to you anymore.
But can you switch them?
Yeah, I can switch them. I have to do it hardware way, so I'm just unplugging this one here. Because T1 is the bigger.
Yeah, I found out this is more better readable.
Oh, I should turn it off. Yeah. Yeah, that should come back. Yep. So it's about. One is saying -4. Don't know what happened. That's this one. That's not right. Did I plug it wrong? Yeah, I did. I shouldn't plug it wrong. Okay.
Where is your name tag?
Yeah.
Can I make here amateur?
Yeah, amateur is fine.
Yeah.
So it's back to normal now.
Yeah.
There's no voltage running there, so it should be fine, or very little lower voltage. So basically now it's doing only Prime 95, and it's about 56.
I have a question. What are tips to cool down your PC or your MSI rig at hot summers? More
airflow.
Yeah, more airflow. I have the same
only thing
problem.
that works,
When I game, I'm at the attic.
Yeah.
And it's running really hot in the summer. You can switch GPU, because some GPUs, of course you have to invest, but some GPUs, especially like 1 or 2 generation ago, they're really hot heads. They generate a lot of heat. And nowadays, if you buy a new GPU, you can get, let's say, the same FPS, or more or less the same FPS, but a much lower TDP and temperatures. So I think that's one. You can also use more fans. Airflow is most important. Doesn't mean it will not get hot, and it will of course get hot in your room. So maybe it's not bearable to sit there and then play games, but at least your PC will not crash if it's overclocked or something. And yeah, if it's overclocked in the summer, maybe in the hot days, run at default speeds.
Yeah, what you sometimes also can do is if you have a case where the front you can easily take off,
then more airflow.
That will get
inside.
more air inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will definitely help. So, but it doesn't look great.
No, but then it's about getting your PC to run.
Yeah.
Or keeping it stable.
Yeah.
I know sometimes I have the same issues, but then it's like 30, 35 degrees.
Yeah. It can be very warm also in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So basically, I have no control over the system anymore. So also the capture has failed, or has there's not enough.
57.1.
Yeah.
0.2. So it keeps
below 60. Well, yeah, that's still 55 degrees away from anything.
Can you see the CPU?
No, it's. If I would have turned on the post LED, then we could have seen the temperature.
Oh yeah. Well,
but I turned it off because that was one of the
RGB,
features. Yeah, we could turn off any lights. Yeah. So basically, that Actually, it's not that warm. I mean, if you feel the radiator, it's not warm at all. So it's very hard to
it's
cool.
Cold?
Yeah, it's very hard to cool the CPU inside. So basically, I don't think delidding will help a lot. But maybe with a better cooling plate on it. I mean, this is a round one, so this is an A-stack. I think I'm not sure if it's A-stack or not. But the cooling plate is round, and the micro fins are concentrated in the middle. So they're basically designed for Intel CPUs. Intel always had the core in the middle. With the Ryzen,
they're on different locations.
Yeah, and there are 3 chips inside. So
yeah.
there's 2 CCDs, so basically 2 times 8 cores, or 6 cores in this case, and also an I/O die. So basically part of the chip set, you know. So, but those are not in the center at all. So they're on the sides where probably not the micro fins are of this water cooler. So maybe in the future we will see more AMD-oriented water coolers with different heat plates. Yeah, let's hope so. And then you can start doing overclocking.
You
and
want
also
to do some more live demos because otherwise you take it apart?
Yeah, I think we should shut down the system, and then I can show you where I put the probes.
Are you using liquid metal pasta?
No, just regular one.
No, or sometimes nothing.
No, kidding. No, anything to remove the air will do. The liquid, the cooling paste.
It's not shutting off.
No, just turn it off. It's okay. Yeah. The metal, the liquid metal, it has a big advantage that it's cooling a lot better, or it will help in cooling. But it's also conducting electricity. So basically, it's also a risk if you want to, if you smear that all over your motherboard, then it might conduct some electricity and damage your motherboard. So normally with testing, we don't use that. And it will probably shave off some degrees, so 1, 2, 3 degrees, but not.
Can we maybe go back and do some other benchmark?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought like no, too much work.
What I wanted to show is maybe the thermal probes, and I have to be careful because they're just sticky. And
can you show the board here?
No, it's already moved. So okay.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
This is the problem.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Basically, I can show you where they were. So basically, I say basically a lot.
Basically, you said a lot of basically. Doesn't matter.
The positions are still marked because the thermal pads are still there.
Is it maybe possible to put it here?
I still have the CPU water cooling attached to it, so I'm not sure if I can wiggle it out enough to put it.
Well, this can also work, but
the cables are okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Well, this works, Ruud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you see here is a small part of thermal pad, and what I did is just stick like that. It's like 2 metal wires joined together, and I stuck it there. So here you can see the screws.
Looks like C4 from the movies.
Yeah, but it's not really that explosive. So basically the screws are here, and here is a small bar of power stages. And usually in the middle, or close to the middle, is the hottest part. So first you will find with the infrared thermal monitor. Yeah, I can show you. If you hold this one.
I stole one.
Yeah.
Why did you bring it? Why did you bring it?
It's a broken one. My button's broken anyway. So basically you will find while running, so I put it on the side, and then just found out, okay, this is almost the hottest part. So I stuck the thermal probe there. Yeah. So it's much easier to keep the thermal probe there instead of using the infrared gun to see where the temperature is the hottest. It's not working.
Am I healthy?
No, it says 33. Okay, almost dead. So with the other one, I'm not sure. I move it a little bit. The other one is closer to the these two chokes, and also 2 power stages are the SoC ones. So this thermal probe was at the last time it was the T1. So it showed the higher temperature than this one. So the SoC is outputting more, heat than the V-core, the uncore. Yeah. SoC or uncore is used on the internet both ways.
Is there a way to measure this in software?
Yeah. The HW info is the one that's being updated quite a lot, and also is quite reliable, as you could see that the temperatures difference between my probe and the software one is not very different.
This differs per vendor, because I see some vendors, I don't want to say cheating, but their software is really low.
Yeah, Asus is the one that's...
I didn't want to mention names, but okay.
I'm going to name it anyway. They also removed some of the software sensor information because they were probably not reliable.
Yeah.
So I saw a video from OC 3D complaining that they removed it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we tested. I don't know if you want to show the motherboard without the equipment. I can just remove this one. It's like chewing gum.
I can put this one here again.
I still have the water cooler on though. I don't have the screwdriver handy that I can just remove it. I don't know what you want to see or show.
Can this not go off?
I hope so. Maybe I've tightened it too much. Oh no, it's okay. It's coming off.
The button is still...
Yeah, I see it's broken. I just fixed it with MacGyver way.
MacGyver way. Well, if it works.
Yeah, actually I should just buy a new one. It's not that expensive. I saw you making comments to the Bauer that I was always complaining about you drowning the CPU in cooling paste.
No.
Well, this time I've also done that.
Oh. Close up cam.
Yeah. There's no effect or no disadvantage to put more cooling paste on. The only disadvantage is if you take the cooler off, it will smear more cooling paste around the socket. Actually, this is why it's quite good. Yeah.
I had worse.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But if you remove the cooler and usually you apply a second time or a third time, and then it will increase, and then it will just drip out of the sides, and then smearing the board, and then I get complaints from you that the motherboard was not cleaned.
Yeah.
So that's usually how we work.
I'm going to do another giveaway. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Please. Easy name. Otherwise, I just pick another one.
So I don't know what you want to show on the board, or want to see the back, or...
Oh my God.
Aha, there you have it.
Yeah.
This is not that difficult.
Pranav Patil. Congratulations. That's pretty okay, right?
It's easy.
Pranav Patil. A nice name. Congratulations with your $20 Steam voucher. So everybody, you can still join. MSI.com/do/insider, or check our spam bot. Sorry. If he spams too much, just let us know. Damn. So CPU still. So this is how, the board.
Yeah, clean,
Unify.
black, yeah.
Yeah. So no RGB LED, a little bit of cooling paste around the CPU socket. Not sure why it's that. Metal.
Yeah. Big block of aluminum.
Yeah. Comes with 3 M.2 thrusters. So here there's I think you use the Gen 4, right?
Yeah, the MP600.
Yeah, MP600 from Corsair. We removed the heat sinks, which are on there, quite easy to do.
Yeah, you can just clip them off.
Yeah. So you have 3 slots. 1 comes from the CPU, 2 other ones come from the chipset.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of people complaining about this. Only 4 SATA ports. I don't see this as a problem because if you buy some new hardware, M.2 nowadays is much more interesting because you don't need cables. Price-wise, I think maybe in some cases you have an advantage over the normal 2.5-inch ones. They take less space and they're cooled better. So basically, if you go to higher clock speeds, NVMe is better coolable than... Coolable? Is that English?
I don't know.
Probably I said a lot of other words which are not English, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah.
And you don't need to do cable management.
Yeah, that's what I said. No cables. So fan. Like we already talked about it. It will switch itself off. And can you say in normal uses how much % of the time it's running? It's spinning.
Probably less than 10.
Less than 10. Okay. Yeah. Depends, of course, what you're doing. But
yeah, I think the environment temperature is more of a factor, or the case.
So if you have
inside the case, I mean, not the environment.
Yeah. So if you have a lot of M.2s and a lot of VGA cards, like 2 or 3, then it might get spinning.
Yeah, if you have big cards that are covering it, it might heat up the heatsink. Yeah.
So audio boost part here. So high-end audio codec, audio capacitors, and we have a separated audio PCB to have less interference. No RGB LED. Normally, on the back of the PCB, we have some LEDs to highlight the line, RGB LEDs. But of course, this board doesn't have any RGB LEDs. So, also here now, no line. Let me see. Yeah, at the bottom we have the I always call it debug LED, area LED. You can also switch it off, like you saw. This is actually a problem. We wanted to show you without LEDs, but then later when we needed it because the software stopped working. Yeah. Not really stopped working, it was overloaded. You didn't have any clock cycle anymore to run. Yeah. Reset button, power on button, USB 3.1 Gen 2 connector. So this is for
3.2.
What did it say?
3.1.
Oh,
3.2 Gen 2.
Oh yeah, the new. Oh yeah.
Just say Super Speed 10.
Super Speed 10, yeah.
It's quicker and says more.
USB 3.0.
5 gigabits.
Yeah, 5 gigabits. 5. Yeah, indeed.
Actually, then it's Super Speed without a number.
So confusing, really.
Yeah, I know. It's marketing.
But... 3 Pci Express X16. I don't know exact configuration. Probably 16 or 8x8, and this one probably 8 from the.
Not sure. I think it can also be 844. I'm not sure.
8. No, this is 8x8. Yeah, you didn't put a double one, and this one supports SLI.
Should be able to see that part.
By the chips. It says SLI on the back, so for sure it will do SLI.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it does 8 or 4. I think this one's not that clear.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, so a lot of fan connectors on the board. Well, there's no fan connector. You know what this is?
This one is to reprogram the BIOS. This is also the BIOS chip.
So this is only on the engineering board?
No, on every board. This is for RMA.
Okay.
We also have a tool to recover BIOSes.
Maybe we should bring that when we invite you again.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So RGB pin headers, like we talked already about, the board itself doesn't have RGB LED, but you can still control RGB LED in your case, on your memory. Today we had some memory.
This is the Kingston's without. Where is that?
Yeah, no RGB today.
So this is without.
Yeah. Ddr4 Boost. So nice board, completely black, quite heavy.
Very heavy because of this block.
Yeah, and as you can see, very good VRM. And I think this is with a lot of X570 boards. You can. What was the maximum temperature you pushed it to?
I think we can still see it. Oh no, I didn't record it in this time.
Okay, it was like
57, 58.
Below 60. Yeah, so I mean,
60 is still far away.
Yeah, and when there are CPUs coming out with more cores, this is no problem at all.
No problem at all.
Yeah, and maybe for next generation, but
this is the worst case without airflow. I mean,
yeah, normally in the case,
if you're overclocking, you always have a little bit airflow.
Yeah. How can you update the BIOS when there is a Ryzen 4? Well, first of all, two possibilities. First of all, you can update it via the BIOS, what we call M-Flash. Secondly, most of the MSI boards have BIOS,
flash button.
BIOS flash button. It seems we're not allowed to say BIOS flashback anymore. Anyway, same function.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put a USB key in, you push the button, and sorry.
Yeah, in the red lined USB port. Yeah.
Yeah, here you put a USB key in with the BIOS on it, you push the button, and then it will flash. This will take about 6
minutes or something, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You with your
cooling paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you can flash the BIOS in case you need to. Ryzen 4, we don't know anything about it. So it's also very difficult to say if it's going to be compatible with socket AM4, if it's going to have Ddr4, too far away into the future. But so far, AMD have proven that they can have a stable platform which continues to be updated until at least now. What is a safe temp for chipset for settings on the fan on the BIOS X570 Gaming Plus? 60 or 70 degrees?
Oh, I think 70 is also fine.
Yeah, this is,
I think anything below the 90, maybe 85. I don't know.
Yeah, RGB-less, LED-less. I cannot check it. Anyway, if there are any questions, just post them in the chat. I think that's it for this week. So thanks, Ruud.
Now for the chipset fan, you can also do your own fan curve. And if you just set it at that it will start spinning at 80 and then ramping up quite quickly. If it hits 90, that it will do 100% fan speed, then you're at least covered when there's something wrong with the fan, or when there's something wrong with the heating or the cooling in this case. Yeah, you can do that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy. Next winner, last winner for today, Walter. Walter, congratulations. I'm so happy. I hope Michiel is watching. He's a little bit sick this week.
Yeah.
So he's at home. Anyway, Walter, congratulations. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining in the giveaway. Next week again, and next week we're going to talk about the new Intel X299 high-end desktop platform. So we'll have some new motherboards here. Not sure if we have the CPU or if we're allowed to talk about it already.
I don't know.
It didn't arrive yet, so...
Do we have a Unify board for that one?
No. But I'm not allowed to say what we have. That's all.
Sorry.
That's all for next week.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you all for joining again, and hopefully see you next week. Same time on Wednesday.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.